Welcome to part 32 of FIFA 17 The Journey. We're now on the penultimate part, and now we're going to run into Mr. Douche Nozzle again, who has now joined Swansea's closest rival, Stoke City.
Let's just see what happens.
Huh, so the place where I'm 10
I'm
minutes
hungering for some story.
Hang on, Joe. Basically, basically, Cardiff aren't in the Premier League, so the closest Swansea's rivals they could get for Swansea's rivals are Stoke City.
Is this for a dream come true?
Wait, you're talking about real life now?
You getting to stand next to me?
Well, remember, Siri,
in this universe.
in this universe.
Hold on. So wait. Let's listen to this.
Enough? Yeah? Well, best get ready, because yours is about to take a beating, bruv.
Oh,
Come on, boys!
weird. I thought he was gonna fight us in the finale.
Oh, he gets more assholey in the finale.
So I had to ask. He just shows up and that's it. No build-up whatsoever.
Well, Jover.
Look. It just goes back to my wish. There should have been more cutscenes.
Yeah.
Anyway,
More about the case. What was this? Stoke City.
Oh,
It's
Dwibs,
time.
your city.
Yep, it's time for the Battle of the Cities. Swansea versus Stoke.
So-
Shiro's hometown versus my hometown.
I'm curious,
Who's
Dwibs.
gonna win?
I'm curious, Dwibs.
Fancy, obvious.
I'm curious, Dwibs. How come I never really see you root for Stoke?
Because I've been a Chelsea fan since I watched them on the telly years
Well,
and years.
just because you're from a specific town, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're gonna,
Well,
your favorite team will be the one of your town.
You just have to say it in public.
Hold on. What is it, Dwibs?
The commentators speaking about the little rivalry now.
Okay.
And now they seem to have fallen out. Alex Hunter and playing against him today for the first time, Gareth Walker.
Yeah, a little sad really, isn't it? They were the best of buddies, experienced.
Let me guess. He clenches his hand hard and tries to crush it.
A bit of distance, one or two spats
Or
on social
not,
media.
I guess.
Great to see.
Tries to spat on social media.
Actually reminds me, Joba, something like this happened in real life. When it was revealed that John Terry was involved in a bit of an affair with one of his opponents' wives during the traditional pre-match handshake, the guy who was on the guy whose wife was cheating with John Terry deliberately refused a handshake.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
For some of those five in midfield.
Anyway, well, it depends on the culture also. Like, while there are exceptions, obviously, in England that tends to be the case in terms of fans all usually rooting for their hometown club, because that's how it is, you know. Gotta root for your own and
Yeah, just as long as it doesn't involve club, then that's fine.
So, you know what'd be ironic is if you actually hate the Stoke City team.
Well, that's the thing, Joe. For up till a few years ago, Stoke City were infamous for having what people call a rugby brand of football, really rough and not really that exciting.
So basically, they got yellow carded a lot by the sounds of it.
Yeah.
Speaking of you being a Chelsea fan, Dwibs, what the hell happened?
Again, you tell me.
What happened with Chelsea?
Basically, Chelsea lost to Arsenal.
Oh, that's...
Actually, no, Burnley.
Oh yeah, Burnley. Wait, didn't you lose to Arsenal also in some games?
But that was the Community Shield, though. That doesn't really count.
Isn't that still kind of a disgrace, though?
It's still technically a trophy.
You lost? Wait. Hold on. I'm not even that big on European football, and even I know that Arsenal is kind of small potatoes compared to Chelsea.
Arsenal are a big club. It's just, well,
they've been slumping for years.
Oh, I know. Like I said, it's been all over the worldwide news about how Arsenal had their downfall, and yet apparently to get beaten by them is considered a disgrace.
So yeah, real formidable opposition I've got here.
Wow.
Arsenal was the team both me and my brother used to pretend to support just to piss off our dad.
Really? Wow.
Is your brother a Swansea fan now?
Yes.
I can just imagine. Son, daughter, I'm disowning you because you rooted for Stoke instead of Swansea.
You are no son of mine. Well, to be fair, Jova.
They're not even from our country.
Well, to be fair, Jova, it's still to be fair, Jova, it would still be more sensible than God's Not Dead 2, where the father disowns his son just because he's not of his religion.
Yeah.
Stupid.
You know what you should have done to just to annoy your dad even?
What?
Just claim you support Cardiff.
What's wrong with Cardiff?
They're Swansea.
Swansea, the relationship between Swansea and Cardiff is kind of like the relationship between America and Canada.
Oh,
Yeah.
so who are the ones who get made fun of?
Who are the ones? What? Sorry, Joe.
So who are the ones who get made fun of?
Well, nowadays it's Swansea making fun of Cardiff, since Swansea have been in the Premier League since 2011, and Cardiff only had one season in it recently before they got relegated after a pretty dire season. Oh no! No! No!
Joe,
So-
but when I went to see Avenue Q in Cardiff, because that's where the main theatre is,
Yeah.
they actually did make a few jabs at Swansea just because we were in Cardiff.
Oh, so they localized it for your viewer audienceship.
For a couple of jokes, yes.
Yes. Wow. So Cardiff is literally the Canada to your America.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. By the way, I'm glad to hear you've seen Avenue Q. That musical is amazing.
Yes, it is.
It's like, okay, Pedro, imagine Sesame Street, but for adults and on the same level of intelligence as South Park.
Now Hunter.
South Park's intelligence.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is to it.
That's news to me.
Basically, I think Trey may have also mentioned that they may have also been inspired by Avenue Q.
Two episodes, you would know.
I have seen a couple of episodes. I don't really
Dwibs
like
isn't a fan of a lot of adult comedy in general,
Especially
are you?
season 20. Season 20 is so full of razor sharp social commentary, it makes you dizzy.
I can understand why South Park would not be Dwibs' cup of tea, no pun intended.
Jeff Cameron.
It wasn't until more recent years.
Made the challenge
Well, it
well.
wasn't mine.
Alright, so Dwibs, how much
And the ball's gone
you're
out
winning?
now.
3-0.
Wow.
How about that rivalry?
Coming forward with some
Oh
danger.
crap! I just realised
Working hard.
I'm essentially making my well, I don't support Stoke, but basically my biggest local team look like crap in favour of Sheroy's local team.
Aw, I guess you really did love Swansea all along.
My local team was like crap for long enough.
I'm sure your family will understand if you support Swansea over Stoke. Or does your family also study Chelsea more than Stoke?
Nah, I'm still bitter. I'm still bitter at Swansea over them beating us in the League Cup semi-final.
Ouch. Actually, no, that would be the ultimate irony. You supporting Swansea while Sheroy is rooting for Stoke.
It's opposite day.
How odd.
That's the opposite day in a gist.
Now it goes into the wider areas.
But yeah, how about that rivalry between Alex and Gareth?
This team can play.
Well, we do see more of it in the
When
finale.
they lose it, as they've done now, it's just a risk that they might get caught out.
Plus scene with Alex and Gareth after this match.
Well, the cross looked good.
Yeah, because I guess you're gonna wipe the floor with them by the end of it.
There'll be a signal here at the corner.
Now, mind you, is FIFA The Journey Season 2 out yet?
It's not it's coming with FIFA 18.
So a little while yet.
So I think it's October it comes out.
Oh. Well, have fun with that.
Here the challenge is a good one.
And apparently, from what I've been hearing, you actually get more. You get there's a bit more of an interaction there.
I would
That's
hope.
something.
Let's hear from
Good.
Alan Smith on Harry Kane and that first half.
On top of his
Tom
game.
Kane.
Harry Kane.
So, will Stoke City actually manage to recover for this one? Something tells me not.
This one, they've been very good. The team that are leading, of course.
Yeah, go on.
Oh, Stoke, are you actually doing it? Are you actually... Oh, wait, no, you were going the wrong way, you morons.
Well, teams do that all the time. They pass to each other to help them get a feel for possession
before
they make the attack.
Oh, I get that, but the way they were going, they were headed right towards their own goal. That's like stupid. You want to head outside when you're heading back, not inside.
That's what I was going to say. Sometimes it can backfire horribly.
Yeah, like seriously.
Like say, one mess up and an opponent's right next to you. All they got to do is run towards the ball and then just run right to the goal.
Yeah, it's like this. I'll never understand teams that are stupid enough to run down the middle when headed the opposite direction. Do you not realize that you're practically doing the team's work for them then?
Sometimes you can do that for, like, if you need to absolutely stop any kind of flow on the opponent's play.
Oh, I get that. Oh, I get that. It's just like old teams who do that without any sense of self-awareness and end up messing up.
Well, if you want to see the most ridiculous extreme of that, check out On Goals and Gas, where Frank Sinclair from Leicester commits some of the most atrocious own goals ever.
Did you get fired for them?
It got to the point where one of his teammates tackled him to stop him scoring an own goal.
Yeah.
Really? Okay, I gotta see those.
He committed this. I'll show you after this. He committed this incredibly dumb back pass that, even though there was literally no pressure from the opponents at all, and the goalkeeper wasn't expecting it, and as a result, he couldn't catch the ball. So
all right, hey guys,
scored on his own team with a back pass.
Okay, guys, I've got myself another challenge question. This time for all of you.
All right.
Roll it.
Basically, you guys have to guess the closest to Swansea City's biggest record win.
Well, we're 2/3 of the way through the 90 minutes, half an hour.
In the 1 digit or 2 digit?
And here comes the counter
It's I'll tell you what the match was. It was a match against Salima Wanderers during the European Cup Winners' Cup first round, first leg in September 1982. How much do you think Swansea won by?
Oh, how much they won by, or how much they got?
Sorry, what the final score was? Sorry, I should have.
Shoot, the final score on their end. 25.
I'll go for 19.
25.
Shots on. Oh, well saved.
Pedro?
30.
Still on the attack and they've got a corner.
15.
12.
Right.
So Tio wins, I guess.
Yeah, but I'm playing. Yeah, but remember, guys, I'm playing by Price's Right rules. You went over, so you don't win anything.
Oh well, shit.
Be a good keeper sweeper these days, haven't you? And he's certainly
Well, here's a question for you, Dwibs. Okay, you know who won the first Champions League, right?
Coming forward.
Barcelona, right?
Actually, no, it was Real Madrid.
Had a good look at that, decided to throw after the tackle.
Yeah, the Real Madrid won the first 5 Champions League.
Of the 90 still
Yeah.
to play.
Okay, which club won the 6th Champions League?
Okay, game by Real Madrid winning the first 5.
This attack got a bit of menace to it.
Was it Bayern Munich?
Alex Hunter's in the middle.
Nope.
Barcelona?
No. Well, you only get one shot, though. You give us one shot to answer that, so you, by fairness, we should also only get one shot.
You're like Gollum.
Strong tackle.
It was Benfica for my
Wonderful
country.
chance. And that's 2 now. For
Jesus
Alex Hunter.
Christ.
On a big day for him.
Oh, it is a big day for him.
Big
a big
day,
day for his club
yeah.
too, if they can see out this
Okay,
league.
Pedro.
Well, scoring in any
Got one
game
for
is
you.
worthy of celebration. When you
Who
get to it,
won
it is
the
special.
UEFA Champions
And he is
League
feeling
in
that
2000?
Special delight at the moment.
It wasn't Real Madrid. I think Real Madrid wasn't.
It was Real Madrid.
Oh, it was?
Well, the match a long
Yeah.
time over here. 6-0 now.
Pedro wins by second guessing.
I know they won in 2002. Maybe it's just I'm mistaking it for another one. Well, okay,
Cameron.
sure.
Yeah, okay.
Into the attacking third.
Who?
Real Madrid actually won the most recent one, which retains their record as the team that has won the most Champions League.
Oh, guys, Stoke scored.
Oh no, so we clearly are making a comeback.
Well, gotta give it some credit, because even though he didn't have the best end of a career as a player, Zinedine Zidane is doing brilliant as the Real Madrid coach.
Yeah, just make sure he keeps his head.
So, how did his career end?
He ended against Italy in the
Completes a wonderful hat-trick.
Another goal. I thought that was an own goal there for a second.
Anyway, you were saying, Pedro?
At the finals for the 2006 World Cup, France versus Italy, Zinedine Zidane. Apparently there was. Apparently Materazzi said something to Zidane that offended him or something, and Zidane literally headbutted him, and as a result, obviously got and as a result, he got a red card, and without their captain, France obviously couldn't win. To quote Arsene Wenger, the problem with France is that back then, all they had to do was just pass the ball to Zidane, and he would just come up with something. But ever since Zidane retired, France's national team has never been the same.
Not to mention that god-awful, not forgetting that god-awful 2010 campaign.
Yeah, exactly.
How'd that go?
They did make a really good comeback in the recent Euro.
They scored. I'll get it up, but I'll just say now, Jova, it was not pretty.
Yeah.
Oh,
Football players seem to be either overly hyped up or incredibly angry.
And then,
Yeah, like,
they're one extreme, one or the other.
but let us never forget. Let us never forget.
We nearly throw him in prison for tax evasion.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, and Ronaldo is on that path as well.
I think Lionel Messi's on that path too.
I don't know. Messi has actually been trialed already.
Anyway, basically, Jova, France. Okay, in the group stages of the World Cup, you play teams. You play each of the 3 teams once. Okay. France only got 1 point. Scored 1 goal.
Yeah, that's how bad they suck.
Which is karma, considering how they screwed over Ireland.
Not good.
Penalty.
Although really though, for as many stories as you hear about soccer, very few still will ever top that match between Brazil and Germany. Because that is quite possibly the crowning example of what happens when you get too big for your own britches.
Especially if it's in your home country. Anyway, look at that scoreline.
It's just embarrassing if it just happens in your own country.
Especially when you're hailed as the apparent motherland of soccer players. Any more, Brazil?
So, 9-1. Wow, I bet Gareth...
That look on his face.
Yeah, he's like, oh god.
Yeah, humiliated, it's an understatement.
I left Swansea for this.
Extraordinary, exceptional, elegant, excellent.
I make such a big deal. I joined Stoke, and then the first time I face Alex again, I'm the one that gets curb stomped.
Yep.
Letting his emotions get the better of his playing skills.
Yes.
Young Alex Hunter go in his career.
That cat screw you over.
Plenty of
Yeah.
Yep.
Karma.
Alright, let's see. I guess the cutscene that we'll get after this.
Yeah, just we gotta get past this bit first.
As long as it's
I'm
not...
skipping them, so we can get to them faster. Here we go.
Oi, Alex. Hold up, mate.
Yeah?
Catch up with you in a bit, yeah?
I guess.
Nice game, mate. Really took it to us.
Yeah, I'm on cloud 9 at the moment.
Huh. He's actually being sporting.
Back when I left.
Nah, or maybe just a loser is trying his best to be fucking ball liquor.
Compliments, I'm sure.
Nah, man, it's alright. So smart, innit?
He said he's admitting it all got to him. Where is he going with this?
I've got a company chasing after me at the minute. Wants me to model pants for them. Won't leave me alone.
Sure, they won't.
Come on, let's make a move on to my stomach's eating itself.
Yeah. Oh God, it's just like that meme. Friendship with that guy. I forgot he's over. Now Danny is my best friend.
Williams, what are you doing here?
Ah, I'm just driving our licenseless boy here for some post-match food. You're welcome to join us.
Oh, right, it's like that, is it? You two got all buddy down in the championship, did you?
Oh my God, are you actually getting jealous?
Some jealousy.
Come. Nah, you're alright, bruv. Got better things
I mean,
to do.
gee, you know,
I would never imagine some shipping yays would have started in a FIFA game.
Oh God, yeah, don't bring Yowie into this.
Well,
Jealous and that conversation was kind of rendered mood because now he hates Alex again.
We don't need any lemons in our FIFA game.
well, gee, Gareth, you just up and leave. Well, of course he's gonna bond with some of the other players there in your place.
You've been using him for years.
Yeah.
Anyway, next up we're against now no longer in the Premier League, Sunderland.
Hooray! Who are Sunderland?
Peru.
This is why I wished we'd managed to do this before the new season started.
Well, whatever, Dwibs.
Anyway, wow, 103 goal difference compared to the team below with 31.
Well, it wouldn't really make any difference by the time this entire thing got uploaded. We were already past that point by months.
So basically, in order for Chelsea to win the title, they got to hope Swansea slip up and hope there's a 72 goal swing in goal difference.
Oh.
How likely do you guys think that's going to happen?
Cow flying over the moon, likely?
Maybe.
I guess.
So there's a slight despite possible challenge.
Is exceptional. 24th appearance today. He's only 5 away from equaling the tally of his granddad, the great Jim Hunter, set all those years ago.
No, he's done well. I mean, if he go out on loan to the championship.
Is everyone just gonna bring up how I'm like my grandfather? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember my grandpa curb stomping every team he faces.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we can get a prequel with that.
Basically, again, guys, I'm sticking to my headcanon that Swansea constantly inject themselves with go faster drugs. And that's how they inject the other team with incompetence drugs.
Okay. So what happened between their team and your team that gives you that theory?
Swansea decided to drink from one of Wales's clean water fountains, and that's how. And the water coming from the big mountains is what gives them their strength.
Oh, well, so that explains why we have a lot of that nice, cool, filtered water here in Greece, New York.
You live in Greece?
Yes.
So you're full of debts?
Or are you bankrupt?
No, I'm close to
Germany.
No. I'm from Greece. Therefore, I'm like a city that tries to ride out the coattails of Rome.
There's good progress with this attack.
Yeah, poor Greece. Greece was technically the ones who fought up a lot of stuff before Rome did. Yet nowadays, people mistake Greece for Rome.
Well, only uncultured people
Good
do.
skill with the ball to beat a man.
Because Rome's where it's at in Italy.
Not necessarily, it was just the first sign of an organized civilization that wanted to unite as much as possible under a unique flag.
And then it got screwed over.
By mostly bureaucracy and corrupted politics. Nothing more, nothing less.
Go figure.
Timely challenge.
Alright guys, I've got another question for you.
Shoot.
Alright, go
ahead. Which team... hang on, let me try and find the correct page on Wikipedia first before I ask that.
I just cannot believe that he's fluffed his lines like that.
There should be a
Great play from the attacker. And in the middle is Alex Hunter.
Come on, there should be a table. Ah, there we go. Which country is... Okay, sorry, I should be more accurate. Which countries, are tied as the second teams that have won the World Cup before Brazil.
You mean the ones that won the most?
Yeah, the ones that won the second most World Cups.
It's Germany and some other. I think it's Germany and Italy.
Yep.
No, well done, Theo.
Actually, I was the one who answered it.
I was just saying because one of the countries.
Country.
Oh yeah.
Now it's with Hunter.
Well, Italy has always been a titan in competitions.
For the better and the worse. So.
Let me guess, some soccer players have gotten pompous.
Not just that, Jova, again, it became such an important business that everyone is going mad about it. There's such a lot of corruption around it.
Well,
that's sadly FIFA in general.
That's just European football.
Well, but think about it, Pedro. The bigger the business is, the bigger the corruption is. So basically, by comparing my country as yes, problems that others have, but just a bit bigger than the others.
I'm so looking forward to our redo of United Passions, which is going to involve all 5 of us, because then we can talk about how each of our countries were involved in that. You know, I'm kind of proud that my company is the one that didn't stoop to the corruption, though, and arrested people.
Hey, Jova, I've got a question for you.
Shoot.
Who is the US national football team's current head coach?
Can I get this in multiple choice?
Just enough to give in time to reach Wikipedia.
No.
Theo, I am ashamed that you would think so
The
fact that you're speaking slowly just reinforces my point.
Is it Christian Walsh?
Yeah, it's Chris Whitehead.
Bruce Arena.
Actually, Christian Whitehead is Australia.
Wait. Oh, he is.
Came in with a challenge.
Yes, he is. He came all the way from Australia to be at the Sonic party.
Wow, that is one heck of jet lag he's gonna have to deal with.
So, okay, Joe, I've got another one for you.
Yes.
Which country was the opponent for the United States' first ever international match?
England.
Rodwell.
Sweden.
Oh.
Now here's a chance from winning the ball.
And some other facts, although I won't ask you in questions, Joe. The biggest win the United States football team have had is an 8-0 win over Barbados in June of 2008.
Ah, yeah, that was awesome.
But their biggest defeat was back in August 1948 when they lost 11-0 away to Norway.
I wasn't alive then, so I think we don't have to suffer that.
It's a promising attack this with Hunter on the ball.
And let me just get the same facts for the Portuguese national team.
Although there was that part where we did beat England.
Speaking of England, that was Portugal's biggest defeat.
Really?
Back in May of 1947, at Portugal, bear in mind, Portugal lost 10-0.
Wow.
Really?
Must have been an off
What do you have
day.
to say for the team of 1947?
Well, the thing is, you have to remember that was back before we became what we are now. Like nowadays, we're a force to be reckoned with, but that was before we really started to invest in our football.
Also, Pedro, guess who your first international match was against?
I don't.
Comes in with a tackle.
Spain.
Oh, of course, because
makes sense.
Yeah, so
well, like I said, by the time the Champions League became a thing, we actually won the 6th one and the 7th one.
Also, another fun factor: Portugal have actually joint biggest wins. They beat Liechtenstein 8-0 twice, in 1994 and 1999, and they beat Kuwait 8-0 again in 2003.
Yeah, that was the Rui Costa and Luis Figo generation. That was the generation that everybody was expecting to win the Euros, not this.
Not the one where you drew your way to the cup.
Yeah, that's the sad part, is that we can keep complaining for as much as we like to complain how the 2014 was much better than this one. The truth is that the coach can just throw at us, yeah, but we won the Euros and they didn't. Okay.
Which is true.
Yeah, I know that's exactly the sad part, is that I can really argue against that.
Okay, Tio.
Yes, go ahead.
Which country did Italy face in their first game?
You mean last year? I mean 2016?
No, the first ever international game.
I have no idea.
France.
Huh.
And now for biggest wins and biggest defeats. Italy's biggest win was in 1948 when they crossed the United States 9-0. And also, fun fact, that match actually wasn't held in Italy, it was actually in Brentford in England.
Huh.
Okay.
So we were off our home territory.
So we're Italy.
So was Italy.
Yeah.
I guess America was new to the game outside.
We were playing it for like 38 years by that point.
Well, then it must have been an off year, just like how Brazil still has the most embarrassing defeat ever.
And as for Italy's biggest defeat, it came in 1924 when they lost 7-1 away to Hungary.
Sorry, Dwibs, you have to remember that that wasn't a great period for my country.
There's going to be a change here. It's going to come from Sunderland.
Okay, as for Wales...
All of our countries have had their bleak and good moments.
Well, not just that, not in that sense. But let's just say that due to stuff that were happening, it was to be expected that the national football/soccer team would have not performed that greatly.
As for Wales, Wales's first match was away to Scotland in 1876, where they lost 4-0. Their biggest win was against Ireland in 1888 when they won 11-0, and their biggest defeat came once again in Scotland in 1878 when they lost 9-0.
Oh well.
As for England, by the way, what's the score?
The score is...
I lost count.
Yeah.
I'm just going to assume you're winning.
Our first international was away to Scotland in 1872, where it was goalless. Our biggest win came in 1882 when we beat Ireland 13-0.
Oh God, 5-0.
There you go, they actually told us.
And our biggest defeat was away in Hungary in 1954, lost 7. We sucked in the 50s.
Here's McNair.
Well, again though, that Women's World Cup was something else though. I forgot, who won it, Dwibs?
The most recent one?
Yes, I forgot. Who won the Women's World Cup? Huh?
I think it was either Japan or the United States. Let me check.
America won it.
The pass wasn't really a very thoughtful.
Was it 2015?
Remember, Dwibs, America had to avenge England against Japan.
And now he's looking for some support.
Yeah, well, we got bronze again. Oh, speaking of Women's World Cup, the qualifying group stage draw was just done, and we're in the same group as Wales.
Huh.
Space to try and hit it now, and he scored a brilliant diving header.
Brilliant.
Header I get, but diving, I don't think it was really diving.
What the heck happened there? It looked like he was tackling the goalie.
He was angered.
And bar bringing down the lad, he could do nothing at all, the keeper.
You grr.
They're in a good position here. And shoots.
Did you just sneeze? Achoosh!
Achoosh!
Oh, sorry, I nearly sneezed the ball into the net.
That's something you will see in a Captain Tsubasa episode.
That'd be something. You lose a football match because the player sneezed the ball into the net.
Well, there's going to be 3 minutes added on.
Exciting, I guess. Yeah.
The shot's on. Wonderful save.
Well, yeah, actually, it was a pretty good save.
Awarded the corner. Have a look at that. The corner count.
Sunderland get no corners. We got 5.
Great anticipation there.
Patrick
What I missed?
Dwibs is mopping the floor with Sunderland.
Right.
And
Mop.
he just won.
Any cutscenes or...
No, don't worry.
Are we about to get another one?
Well,
An interview one.
they got a bit greedy,
All right,
why
then.
not? I mean, if you're on top of it.
We're
Basically, Shiori, I was also talking about all of our country's biggest victories and defeats.
All right.
I was just going to say for Wales,
Man of the match.
these ones get these ones are the same after a while. Your biggest win came when you crushed Ireland 11-0 back in 1888.
I was just concentrating on the match, to be honest.
Your biggest defeat was away to Scotland in 1878.
Ha! Wow, Ireland and Scotland, both Celtic nations.
Well, that said,
well, Wales is a Celtic nation too.
I know, right?
A nice pass from you and it leads to a goal. What are your thoughts?
What is it, Joey? Do you guys like beating each other heavily in football?
I guess.
They're probably sick of everyone mistaking them for each other.
Oh, I bet the Welsh are sick of people mistaking Wales for England.
People still do that?
Sometimes.
You'd be surprised.
Absolutely.
I live to score goals. That's literally what I was born for.
Here lies Alexander. He never scored.
Ooh.
But he did score. So the
Well,
epitaph is a lie.
Well, here's the thing, Dwibs. He never scored where it mattered.
Of course he did. Anyway, was that Pedro?
It was a reference to
never
BBC.
mind.
Anyway, join us in the final part for the big finale. Will the friendship be mended? Will Swansea wrap up the Premier League title? Will they win the FA Cup?
I'm gonna guess
And more
yes.
importantly, will Jova find something of value in this story?
No!
Yeah.